Hey there, it's Dr. Crone. In this presentation, I'll address what you need to know to succeed in your POLS 1100 web course final exam. I've provided you with the final exam study guide that you can find under the final exam button on Blackboard. It's a list of topics covered on the exam. It's not a practice exam. Instead, it guides you to the areas and topics you'll need to review to do well on the exam. The best way to prep for the exam is to look up each item on the list in the textbook's index. That'll show you the page numbers in the textbook where that concept is discussed. Reread that section and make notes for yourself about the concept. Don't just memorize the definition, especially if you don't really understand the definition. Aim to understand the term and how it could be applied. Let's look at the highlighted concept on this slide, the Federalist Papers. If I were studying for this exam, I would look up the section in the textbook where that concept is discussed, and I would answer the following questions for myself. Who wrote the Federalist Papers? Why were they written? What purpose did they serve? And then move on to the next topic on the list. Many of the questions on the exam ask you to apply the concepts you've learned rather than just to recognize the correct definition. Here's an example of an application type of question. In 2020, Sophia and her classmates participated in a Black Lives Matter protest in their city. They carried signs and chanted with the large group to demonstrate their anger at police behavior. Which one of the following guarantees them the right to participate in democracy in this way? Is it the Voting Rights Act of 1965, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the First Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, or the guarantee of habeas corpus in Article 1 of the Constitution? In order to do well on this question, you would need to understand all of the four options as well as be able to apply them to Sophia's situation. The correct answer is C, the First Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. So if you understood the First Amendment and understood that part of the civil liberties question section in the textbook, you'd be able to come up with the right answer. But notice it's not just a definition of what the First Amendment is. If you give yourself plenty of time to prepare, you'll have time to ask me for help with any terms or concepts you don't understand. Feel free to call, text, or email me with questions, and I'll be happy to respond to you. Just please remember that you need to allow time for me to respond. Or you can come and see me during my regularly scheduled office hours. The final exam will be open to you from Tuesday until Wednesday of finals week, if you're a student in a traditional POLS 1100 web course. Please note that if you're taking this class in your high school with a high school instructor as your facilitator, then your high school teacher will set the exam date and availability. For all students, once the exam is available, it will show up in the final exam folder on Blackboard. You should prepare and not wait until the last minute. That's one of the most important things here. Just because you have until Wednesday at 11:59, if you don't give yourself plenty of time, you may find yourself going over time, and there is no credit for an exam that is submitted after 11:58 p.m. Basically 11:59 or later, it's too late. So you'll have 50 multiple choice questions. And just like with your quizzes, the questions will appear one at a time with no backtracking. You'll have 80 minutes and it must be taken in one sitting. Again, I can't emphasize enough that you need to start this with plenty of time to complete it before the 11:59 deadline. I wish all of you the best of luck in preparing for the final. It's been great working with you this semester. Please stop by my office hours or text or email me if you need any help, if you have any questions, or if you just want to chat. Good luck.